Welcome back to the shop. As you can see the things behind me, it's incredibly congested. I recently moved to the new shop, and everything didn't make its way here effectively. It made it, it's not good. As you can see, there's actually tools back there I can't use because there's shit in the way. So what we're gonna do today is level up the shop. We're gonna take apart this thing here and turn it into a proper outfeed table for the table saw. Something that's hopefully going to allow me to keep the table saw open at all times rather than having it folded up. So let's level up and let's get it done.
So there's still some stuff on this thing that I am disassembling, but that's okay. I can move them as I need to move them. The lucky thing is it's basically got a built-in rest for my drink as I work and take it down. When I originally built this, I always figured it would be temporary, and that I was going to take it apart and rebuild it and continue to upgrade on it. So I didn't use any glue on any of the joints, and that really helped in the disassembly process. Because I knew it was temporary, I didn't have to bust through any glue joints, I just had to unscrew it. And that was really beneficial time-wise. This was about the point where I figured it would be unsafe to leave my glass here, so I just tossed it out to the side and went back to taking it apart. Alright, as you can see, I've got the old cart completely taken apart. It was put together entirely with screws, so there weren't any glue joints or nail joints I had to take apart. It was simply unscrew it, piece falls, good to go. Now I want the new outfeed table to be approximately the same width and depth as my table saw. So it'll give me twice the workspace and it won't take up the entire shop, which is cool. That's what I'm looking for, is space optimization. Now I've got all the measurements I need, and I'm going to put this together in sort of a Lego fashion, so that'll be cool. And it'll allow me to conceptually build this while I physically build it. And that's what really makes, I don't know, woodworking fun for me. So let's get started. On one of the 2x4s I reclaimed from the original project, I marked all my measures and used a square to make sure my lines were straight. Then, of course, I had to move the table saw and everything else out of the way. But that's the price you pay for making space. I only took the bare minimum of measurements needed and marked them on the 2x4s. Then when I cut that out, I used that as the original and continued to cut the remaining pieces using the original as a reference on the miter saw. This allowed me to work faster without having to measure twice, cut once on 16 plus boards. It allowed me to batch everything out very quickly. Assembly was fairly simple. I attached 2 crossbars to 2 uprights to create a square-like piece. I then took measurements from crossbar to crossbar to trim down my in-betweens to make each upright more square-like. Putting this together in that fashion is what I referenced to before as the Lego-like assembly. I trimmed down those in-between pieces to fit the miter saw, and that allowed me to get as snug a fit as possible. And of course, a little wood glue doesn't hurt too, since I want this to be a more permanent fixture in my garage and not something temporary. With the two sides assembled, what I can do is I can put the crossbars on to create a complete box structure. With that, I'll see exactly how sturdy it is and apply the top and the bottom to that. Once that's done, we can flip it over, put the casters on, and see how it goes from there.
Was all along. You knew and made sure we didn't call and warn anyone.
Cullen bounced back into the seat. Having left it so abruptly, Lily missed it.
Cullen, no. I didn't swear to anything.
Using the table saw I have access to now, I trimmed down the top out of 1/4-inch plywood to the exact size and shape I needed. So I've got the first top cut and put in position. I'm going to screw it in, and then I'm going to cut and laminate the second top. And this is going to put runners in it, so I can use the, like a miter slat or a miter gauge or whatever, and continue those runners past the cut. And it'll make a really nice outfeed accessibility. It's on the same coasters as before, and one of these has a lock on it that I'll be able to use now, that it's a more manageable size. So that's good. So let's get started on the placement of these screws. So I didn't record me putting the casters on the cart, but that's as simple as pre-drilling and screwing the casters in place. And let's be fair, you've seen me use the power drill enough this video. Alright, so as we close up today, got the bike pulled back in the garage, we're closing down the shop. We still have a little work to do on the outfeed table. I want to put that second surface on there so it'll have the miter slots already built into it. That'll be cool. Probably going to put maybe 1 or 2 more shelves in there. Or maybe some drawers or something, I don't know. But at first I was like, well, I'll just put the planer on the bottom. Cool, it'll be double duty. It's on wheels, so I'll just roll it out and bend over and plane everything. And I was like, that's an awful idea. But I do like the idea of being able to have it as some sort of storage option. Because obviously I'm lacking on ways to put shit away. But we did make a tremendous amount of space by cutting that thing down and rebuilding it in a more organized and efficient manner. Not only are there more actual right angles, as you can tell from the garage door all the way to this pile of shit here, I can put a person back there, and start working. Like, that's amazing and needed, because I'm so backed up. But we're working on it. And I'm excited to continue and see where it goes. In order to speed things up, I cut this video a little short because it was actually getting kind of long, or longer than I wanted it to be. I will do a video in the future where I put the rest of the top on, and I'll probably put some more shelves on it too. And, I continue to like to add to this cart in general. So, with that, feel free to comment any projects you'd like to see me do between now and, my next project as I continue to build up my workshop. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you'd like to see another video on what I made last, check over there. If you'd like to see my first video, check over there. And click the button over my face to subscribe.